Shalom, shalom, and welcome. Welcome to From Four Corners, a series of messages reflective of Isaiah 11:12. It is a message to those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father Yahuah, and has come to accept Yahusha as Messiah, or as some may say, as our Mashyach. These words are to you, my brothers and sisters. If you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Symmanayah, and today is June 26, 2014. This segment of From Four Corners is entitled Traveling Resources. With that said, my brothers and sisters, do you believe there will be a final exodus during your lifetime? Do you believe Yahusha, consisting of the 144,000 Hebrews, Abri, and a great multitude will be guided to an appointed place of safety? Have you given consideration that this means we will have to move and never return to our current homes, apartments, trailers, tents, wherever we may stand? The time will come when we will have to move. Have you considered that there must be structure and discipline as we are gathered together in large numbers? These and many other matters will be addressed as we are refined. Our final gathering will not be an instantaneous event as it relates to the fulfillment of what has been written regarding the 144,000 in multitude. End times will prove to be a season of humbling and unification among the children of obedience, who are not appointed to the wrath of the Almighty Father. If you are able to receive these words, then consider the following as you ponder on traveling resources. Traveling resources. Who will be traveling along with you as the journey begins from one point to the next until reaching the final destination where we will await the return of our Messiah, Yahusha? What methods will we be using as we begin traveling? How much room will there be in the vehicle that is being used for traveling? How will we determine whether to use space for fresh water and food or to add another person or persons as we begin traveling? Who will know how to navigate as we begin traveling? Who will be purged from the ranks while traveling, before traveling, or when we reach to the destination of which we are traveling to, if any? What will be the encounter we have while traveling? What types of encounter will we have regarding meeting strangers? What will we encounter in terms of weather conditions, resources that are available? Whose words and instructions will we believe as we find ourselves traveling due to forced movement? Are we prepared to lead and or submit as we begin traveling from the place we know as our home? These and many other questions should cause one to begin at the very least praying about how to discern with precision what the Spirit of Yahusha is ordering during these trying times that will emerge ahead. Let's take a look at the following. Psalms 27:14 reads as follows: Wait on Yahuah, be strong, and let him strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on Yahuah. Isaiah 40:29-31 read, He gives power to the faint, and to those who have no might, he increases strength. Even youth shall faint and be weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who wait on Yahuah renew their strength. They raise up the wing like eagles. They run and are not weary. They walk and do not faint. Hosea 12:6. Therefore return to Elohim, guard kindness and right rulings, and wait on your Elohim continually. Habakkuk 2:1-3 says, I stand at my watch and station in myself on the watchtower, and wait to see what he says to me, and what to answer when I am reproved. And Yahuah answered me and said, Write the vision and inscribe it on tables, so that he who reads it runs. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, and it speaks of the end, and does not lie. If it lingers, wait for it shall certainly come, it shall not delay. My brothers and sisters, sometimes waiting may only take a millisecond, for the word of the Most High can be quicker than any two-edged sword. And there are other times it may take longer. The key is to be able to discern when the time is right and respond with precision, as so guided by the Spirit of Yahusha. When the time comes, in some instances, people will be able to have traveling resources, and there will be others who will escape with only the clothes on their back. Let us realize now that trusting in the Most High Father is critical, and let us come to know that He will not order us to perform any task without providing the necessary resources, including traveling resources. So some will have, some will not have. Some will share, some will bring. We will endure, my brothers and sisters, for we will be guided by the Most High. Priorities is a word that is defined as a thing that is regarded as more important than another. The word priority can also be defined as the fact or condition of being regarded or treated as more important. The right to take precedence or to proceed before others. We will come to know through our actions how priority will play a role in our lives, and we will come to know when it comes to selecting traveling resources, we will be tested and tried in establishing the right priorities and responding with obedience to the Most High. It would be wise to accept that during our journey and as we determine what traveling resources and or who gets to ride with us, we will face when it comes to establishing priorities. Except we will face these challenges, my brothers and sisters. There will be diverse emotions as a result of betrayals, disappointments, and critical decisions made as we find ourselves faced with the toughest choices that we will ever make in our lives. It is time, my brothers and sisters, to open our eyes and ears. It is time to acknowledge the skills and abilities we have been endowed with in our lives and identify how they will play a critical role in our journey. You know as well as I do that if there is going to be a final exodus, this means we must and will find ourselves traveling. If we are traveling, it must be by some means, and if we expect that it will be some distance, then deciding what to carry with us will indeed be a factor in our planning and in our actions. This would be a good time to begin discussing what you are willing to leave behind. Now would be a good time to decide what it will be or whether it will possibly take you or someone else to make the decisions when it comes to traveling resources. Allow me to use those in the United States who will be gathered before moving towards the Middle East region as an example. I am compelled to believe there will be a gathering in the state of Virginia. With this belief, this would mean anyone coming from California would have to travel well over approximately 2,600 miles. Whether you reach Virginia by airplane, boat, train, auto, truck, bus, etc., it will take some time, fuel, and energy, and someone with the abilities to operate the vehicle being used. It would take someone or individuals who know how to navigate from west to the east and beyond. As for you, my brothers and sisters, pray, for the Most High will supply us with all those who are necessary to participate in leading us to where we're supposed to be. Yes, my brothers and sisters, let me also add, and use an example with California, that it is stated that it is best to travel across the desert, because if you're coming from California to the east, you will pass through the desert in most cases. Taking the southern route or the middle route, you will pass through the desert to some degree. It is said that it is best to travel across the desert between evening and morning when it is coolest, if you're traveling by land. The hottest times in the desert are during the day, specifically during the afternoon hours. There are intricate details to consider when traveling, my brothers and sisters, from whatever region you are traveling and from wherever direction. Traveling resources will be paramount. But be not discouraged. Trust that there are those who are hearing these words who have been equipped with the resources and the means to contribute to all that is necessary for our journey. Traveling resources will come before us. I invite you to begin having discussions with people regarding establishing traveling resources, and as well as who gets to ride with you or who will be allowed to ride in their vehicles. Beware, for discussions such as these just might bring about the true nature of a person, and in some cases it may cause arguments and frictions. It may cause some to be confused, and then there will be those who will say, well, he's bringing in the spirit of confusion. I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, confusion comes by the enemy enlarging uncertainty. It would not be by my words. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. The reality of what will happen will happen. For in any process in which righteousness go forward, it will expose the wicked, the ill intent. By discussing traveling resources, who gets to ride and how, it will bring out where a person stands. Are they using their own wit, their own personal feelings? Are their priorities focused on their own blood relatives over a brother or sister who seek to do the will of the Most High? We will begin to see the true nature of many when discussing the realities of end times, and these discussions will come to be sooner than many of us realize. As I stated, I am not seeking to cause panic nor increase your fears. I am merely presenting the realities that we will face as we prepare for our final exodus. Allow me to present the following. Matthew 6:25 reads, because of this I say to you, do not worry about life, your life, what you shall eat or drink, or about your body, what you shall put on. Is not life more than the food, and body more than the clothing? Dropping down to 6:31 says, do not worry then, saying, what shall we eat, what shall we drink, what shall we wear? Matthew 10:19, but when they deliver you up, do not worry about how and what you shall speak, for it shall be given to you in that hour what you shall speak. Proverbs 3:5 says, trust in Yahuah with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. Exodus 23:22 reads, but if you diligently obey his voice and shall do all that I speak, then I shall be an enemy to your enemies and a distresser to those who distress you. My brothers and sisters, though we're not to worry, we're supposed to seek to discern what is expected of us, what is being instructed of us. We're supposed to focus and pray and seek to discern and respond. If you find yourself worrying because the answer has not come, be patient. Wait on it. It will come soon. If you find yourself worrying because the degree of uncertainty is enlarging, trust that the Most High will open your eyes, our eyes, and ears. But let us not take these scriptures, my brothers and sisters, and just sit back and say, I ain't worried. But we fail to listen and obey when appropriate, when applicable. My brothers and sisters, though there are countless things to consider and we are instructed not to worry, I assure you, in obedience, we will discover what is important for us to fulfill the task assigned by the Spirit of Yahusha. We will come to recognize the discipline required to carry out all that is ordered by the Spirit of our Savior completely. Look around and assess all possessions, for the time is coming when you will be required, you along with I, required to leave things behind. We will be required to determine what traveling resources will be necessary for our journey, if any. Now is a good time to begin discussing it. I say again, discussing these matters with family, loved ones, especially children and senior citizens, or anyone who has grown attached to something. For those who procrastinate and or wait until the last minute will find it most difficult and shocking when pressed to determine what to leave behind. There will be time wasted trying to argue and convince others what is necessary regarding traveling resources or who gets to ride. For those of us who just don't have any inkling or notion as to how we will get to where we believe we should be, let us continue to press forward into pursuing the will of the Most High Father. Let us seek to discern and understand so that we are not in darkness, that we are in light, and that we are clear as to what is expected of us, what we believe the Spirit of Yahusha is saying to us. There are those who know what is expected, and there are many in denial or wrestling with unbelief like never imagined. Believe it or not, some will be left behind because they will not be able to get past determining who gets to ride or what resources to take when the time comes. Be encouraged, my brothers and sisters. Words and messages such as these are reaching our eyes and ears for a reason and with purpose. Remember, this plan belongs to the Most High Father, and it will come to be. Until next time, rise up from the possible shock of this message and the emotional challenges it may present, and I say it may, and let us identify the power and strength of the Spirit of Yahusha to press forward. Forward in preparedness, let us press and become active. Let us take on the understanding that it is time to be in motion when the time hits. Traveling resources will vary, and there will be those, like I stated earlier, who will only escape with the clothes on their backs. Do not be afraid. Do not fret. Do not worry. These are all part of what is expected to come. These represent some of the realities of what we will face, my brothers and sisters. End times will prove these words to be true. Believe and trust that the Most High will provide the guidance, instructions, and leadership necessary for accomplishing all tasks that He orders. The 144,000 and multitude will emerge, as well as strong individuals who are guided and who will end up being martyrs for the sake of Yahusha. Let us press forward, looking for the mark of our Messiah, to discern His voice and His living instructions and orders, and let us respond as so guided. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, continue to stay tuned as From Four Corners continues. Shalom, shalom, shalom.